Hey folks, Anthony here, Special Analysis. Welcome to the video. Hope you are doing well. Going to kind of recap my trade I took this morning, only because I have to leave the office a little bit early today. So I'm going to just kind of walk you through what I did, why I did it, the way I managed it. I'll also include a video in the blog post of the trade transpiring so you can witness the management aspect as well. Currently, right now, we are live with folks in the trade room, analyzing the futures market, anticipating economic numbers inside of about 8 minutes roughly. So we're waiting for that to transpire and then to see how things come along. Now, I did take a trade relatively early this morning. I did that specifically because I knew these 8:30 numbers could be disruptive, and I knew I didn't really have much time to kind of work with the market later in the day. I didn't have time to manage a position should I run past the time I have to leave the office. So I'm going to just break it down really super quick for you guys. This will be a very quick video. As you all know, I trade crude oil exclusively. However, we do look at the Nasdaq, the S&P, and gold as well, putting together thought process on all of them. The trade I did take this morning was right here, 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We did take a pullback, which you can see on the top chart here, just above a significant level and right in between the VWAPs. So I got short on this candle right here. I started taking my profit very quickly. The reason I did that was in case this area did prove to be newly appointed support, I was a little bit concerned. It didn't, and we did end up pushing here into these prior lows where I continued to just take profit until I hit my profit target. So what kind of led me to take this trade? Well, for one, caught up here in the VWAPs. For two, you'll see the order flow on the image that I will provide inside the blog post. And for three, if you notice this very, very strong aggressive buying here into the VWAPs on what we call a Hawkeye wide bar, notice that price with the highest buying volume to session failed to close there in the upper 10-15%. In fact, it fell back to maybe the 60, 65, 70 percentile of the overall candle move. And you can see we fell back down, did find some support. We pushed back right inside the wick of this candle is where we found resistance, and that's what ultimately took us lower. So I did the same thing I always advise my clients to do: pay myself, protect myself. What does that mean? As soon as there's the opportunity to start taking profit, start moving that stop. And you'll see in the video, which I will include in the blog post, how I aggressively moved my stop, basically pinching the price that it was either going to push into my target or it was going to take me out. Either way, it didn't matter. No matter what, once I start taking profit, I'm protecting myself. And from that point on, what am I doing? Continuing to pay myself, continuing to protect myself. To me, when the market offers you money, you take it, right? You just have to, okay? If the market continues in your direction and you really feel confident, want to add more to it, great, right? For myself this morning, I am very content. This was a one and done trade. I did just fine on it. I'm not upset about the results. I feel like I entered it perfectly. I felt like I managed it well. Could I have let it run a little longer? Sure, right? But you could see we started getting a little jammed up as we came into this consolidative state. And to me, it was important to just, whatever it is, happy to take my money, happy to move on with my day. Like I said, I have plans later in the day. I do need to leave my office, and I'm totally fine with it, okay? So I got up, I was effective, I did my job, I wrote down my notes, okay? I followed my trade plan. Things happened to work out, not that they're ever guaranteed to, but the evidence suggested that we could push lower again. That's exactly what happened. Like I stated, very content with the outcome, and I want you guys to take a few minutes, click over, go to the blog, look at the images, watch the video, watch the way I managed the trade, see when, where, how I took profit. Again, not to say that I couldn't have done a better job. I always believe in hindsight, you can always do a better job. But here nor there, I did it. I followed my trade plan. I paid and protected myself. To me, the more conservative approach is better than rolling the dice. So that's the way I trade. That's the way I will always trade. That's the way I've taught traders to trade now for many, many years. Because guys, the fact of the matter is, anything can happen at any point in time. So being conservative, taking that profit, protecting yourself along the way has proven to me, for me, to work very, very well. Do I always catch the biggest move? Maybe not, right? But I'm also not here to hold a trade for 6 hours, right? I want to get in the trade. I'm using a heavily leveraged position. I want to pay and protect myself. My number one goal is get that stock into the break even or potentially into the profit as quick and effective as possible while trying to stay in the trade as long as I can. And I think I did a good job today. And I would do this. I would take the same trade over again with no regrets, right? So if you learned something from this video, feel free to like it. If I can help you in any way, I'll leave my email below. If you'd like to join me live every day, have access to all the analysis, interpretation, and expectations I provide to my clients, there'll be a link below this video for that as well. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I may shoot a video later in the day kind of recapping the session, but it will be later this evening simply because I'll be out of the office. All right, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. God bless, and I will see you in the next video.